Hey guys, we're back again with another one of Hasegawa's 1/24th scale car and figure kits with their 1966 American Coup Type B. Let's open her on up and take a look. Now, the car that this is supposed to represent is the Buick Wildcat. That's something we'll notice right away once we start looking at things, starting with here and the body. As I said, hopefully show up on camera. It does say Buick, and if we look here outside, it does say Wildcat. Oops. Now, a couple things I noticed right away is the windshield wipers are molded on and are done kind of poorly. Not the best job there. Also, you have this really nasty pour stuff there, as well as what appeared to be some very poor molding here and here. So those will take a decent amount of cleanup. Some additional flashing there. Beyond that, the only other thing I would say, the door area could use a little deepening with a scriber just to give it a little extra depth, and similarly here on the trunk. Aside from this, the kit's all right. It does capture the correct shape of the vehicle. Beyond that, there's not a lot I can say there. Moving on to our clear parts. Did find that these side panels do have a bit of warpage. Something obviously occurred during casting, so that's another area you may need to look out for. With the exception of those, the front and back one screens are fairly nice, and similarly with the headlamps. Now, again, I had to go with this blank flat piece for the dashboard with using a decal to represent all the dials and gauges. Not thrilled about that. I honestly feel that this is a cop-out. Granted, how much is going to be seen once you have it assembled is debatable, but even then, they should have included actual gauges. Moving on, it's pretty Spartan in terms of interior detailing. No center panel, pretty basic seats, nothing even for decaling for seat belts. Similarly with the undercarriage detail, but they at least get the important bits, the drivetrain, exhaust. But overall, it's pretty basic. Again, additional parts for the wheels. Much like the previous kit we looked at, they went overboard with the chroming on these chrome parts. There is absolutely no way you're going to be able to use these in their current state. You're going to have to strip them. It is really thick and cheap feeling chroming. Yeah, I mean, these are almost unusable. Again, much the same on these front and rear panels. Though thankfully, and hopefully this will show up on camera, the detailing on the grille at least is nice, and again, they do capture the correct shape of grille, front end, and the back. But again, this really cheap chrome is terrible. Kit comes with 4 rubber wheels instead of molded ones. Debatable on that. Now, I've had issues in the past with rubber wheels disintegrating, so I would say depending on when you get the kit, if the wheels are still in serviceable shape, you may want to just do a quick resin cast before they go bad. Now, moving on to the figure. Now, this is one area where the kit does shine, is in the figure, as Hasegawa did a really good job with sculpting and detailing. So I slowly turn around. One defect I did find was this bit of a pour stub left, but it's in an area that should clean up without too much issue. Obviously, being close to the ribbon there would make it a little difficult, but beyond that, shouldn't be too terrible. And it does add a nice bit of interest to the subject matter, or any car kit for that matter. Moving on to heels, face, and arm parts. Now, moving on to the decals, if I can get them up. Again, pretty basic. Nothing too terrible here or anything that really jumps out. As I said before, they do the dashboard as a single piece decal. Not a fan of. You do get two different options for the eyes, though. One looking straight ahead and one sort of looking to the side. So that is a nice inclusion. Now, moving on to instructions. First up, we'll start figure, since instructions are right here. Again, pretty basic assembly. Just attach the heels and arms and head and paint away. It's pretty basic in assembly. And as I said before, I do like that they give you two different decal options. And obviously, having the paint callouts do give you a good starting point. Obviously, you can paint her however you want. But if you do decide to build as seen on the box, you do have the instructions for that. Now, let's go back to the car again with its instruction sheet. Again, pretty straightforward assembly. That's one saving grace of the kit is it's one of those kits that's kind of hard to screw up. Just follow the instructions and it should fall together without too much issue. Only place it might have a little challenge is attaching the chassis to the body. They do give you an option for a single silver colored vehicle, but again, I would say check your references and see what colors this vehicle would have come in this particular model year. So overall, I would say, as we saw with the previous kit, more than anything, you're basically buying this for the figure. And the car is just a nice add-on. It's a pretty basic car kit. There's not a lot of, really in-depth detail. Obviously some people who are really into Buicks could probably provide a lot more information than I can. As I can really only speak to, quality of the molding. And in that regards, it's only so-so. So on this one, as I believe I said, you're definitely just buying it for the figure. So that was a look at Hasegawa's 1/24 scale 1966 American Coup Type B with figure. Pretty bland kit that, honestly, you're really only getting for figure. So until next time.